Okay, guys, can you hear me? Hi. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, cool. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, wow. 82 people watching the first, like, less than a minute. Oh, wow. 102 people watching. Oh, my God. Hello, hello, hello. Well, unfortunately, I'm not in my classroom. I'm at home, but I still want to do this with you guys. This is like a surgery, okay? I'm going to integrate 1 over x to the 6th power plus 1. This is live, that's right. Okay, I think I will start once I hit 200 people watching, okay? No, we don't have x to the 2nd power on the top. This is going to be pretty crazy. And for the people who have followed me on Twitter, in fact, I was practicing this tonight because I want to do the live stream with you guys. And of course, I have the black pen, red pen, and I'll do this the classic way. Oh, somebody has to do homework. Start. Indefinite. That's right. I'm going to have just this. I will be factoring this and then do partial fractions, all that stuff. No, this is not a Supreme pen. This is just by this company. Okay, can you guys, let's see if I can focus on this right here. We'll be doing a lot of algebra first, though, actually. Hi, Mason. Isn't it? Isn't it? Okay. No, it's not. We don't have x to the 2nd power on the top, unfortunately. It's 11:24 a.m. No, sorry. It's 11:24 p.m. here in Los Angeles. Okay? Anyway, you didn't use red pen in the question because I didn't need to. See. Use the Chen Lu, sure. Okay, so here we go. I have enough paper and I will be just integrating that for you guys. Because I actually wanted to do a video on this for Frontend math, but like I think I'll make it more special, so that's why I want to do this for a live stream. Okay, cool. So here we go. So I will go slowly, okay? And we'll start off with, of course, integral of 1 over x to the 6th power plus 1 dx. First is the part 1. We are going to factor x to the 6th power plus 1. This is actually factorable, okay? And let me know if the picture quality is okay. How's the video quality, you guys? Is it good? Let me know about the sound quality and also the video quality. What do you guys think? It's fine. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good, good, good. Integrate me and pay. What? Okay, thank you. Anyway, the first thing is that we will have to factor this guy out, x to the 6th power plus 1. And to do that, what we have to do is, I will be looking at this as, the sum of two cubes. And the first thing is that I will have to write x to the 6th power as x squared to the 3rd power like this. And then I will look at the 1 as 1 to the 3rd power like this. And then I can use the sum of two cubes formula. To factor this, we will first get x squared, and then we add 1 to that. And then we will have to square this guy, which will end up with x to the 4th power. And then minus this times that, which is just x squared. And then we will have to add 1 squared, which is 1. Okay? And now, can we factor more? Can we factor more for this? Let's see the response. In fact, I'm factoring, I'm like recording this on the phone. So let's see, I'm trying to fast forward. We can't. Hey, Jens. Not the first turn. That king. What? Don't eat me. Why do you want to eat me? Integrate quick. Okay. Hey, CC, how are you? Hey. Okay, anyway, I'll continue. This right here is actually factorable, so I will do that. And to factor this guy, why not use a blue pen, right? Aha, I also have a blue pen right here. I bet you test script. No, I don't know. Anyway, this right here, well, we know I can write this as something square, and I would like to factor this as plus 2 times something, and then plus something square, okay? The deal is, x to the fourth power, I'll write this as x squared, right? And then this is the 1, so I'll write as 1 squared. And then I'll fill in these parentheses, and this right here is x squared, and this right here is 1. This is different than the original, but it's okay because I can just minus. This is 2x squared. I need to get to negative x squared, so I will have to minus 3x squared. So now this is the same as that, right? Yeah, I have to do partial fractions for this because this right here, unfortunately, we don't have any numbers here, right? So we have to do partial fraction. But anyway, I'll just do it right here. You guys can keep watching, and I appreciate you guys watching, and we can chat, and we'll just kind of see how you guys, what you guys are seeing on the stuff. Anyway, this right here, I can factor it. This is going to be a perfect square. I can write this down as x squared, and then we will have the plus 1, right? And then we can write this as minus parentheses square. To fill in the parentheses, you know we do square root of 3 and then the x. And now this right here is a difference of 2 squares. And now this right here, I can factor it. It's this minus that. And we will write this down as x squared. And let me put down the minus square root of 3x first. And then, of course, the plus 1. And then, oops, wrong color actually. But it's okay. Like string, I cannot fix it. So anyway, then we'll do the other one. This right here is going to be x squared. And then we add it with this term, which is square root of 3x. And then we add the 1 to it. So we add 1. Okay? So now, this right here is a factoring for that. This is equal to x squared plus 1 times all that. And as I said, this right here is the surgery because it will take a lot of steps. So this is the first step. We are going to just factor it, okay? And now, the second part is that we are going to do the partial fraction. So let me just write this down. Partial fraction, okay? Partial fraction of this. So let me just write this down for you guys. This right here is 1 over x to the 6th power plus 1. And I'm going to break this apart into something over this factor, and then something else over this factor, and then something else over this factor, right? Okay, this is x squared plus 1, which is an irreducible quadratic. So on the top, I will need to have ax plus b. And then the next one, I will put on plus cx plus d over this denominator, namely x squared minus square root of 3x plus 1. And then plus, same thing. I will put this down for the denominator. And then I will have also, a linear term on the top, which is going to be ex plus f, like that. This is the true definition of black pen red pen, and this is the OG style, okay? This is the black pen red pen retro. Good. Thank you, Tommy. And then let's see. Never watch. Okay? Anyway, I am going to just pretty much multiply everything by these 3 factors. So I will just write this down. We multiply everything by x squared times x squared plus 1 times this guy, which is x squared minus square root of 3x plus 1 times this, x squared plus square root of 3x plus 1. Okay? And by the way, Flambo Math, I'm doing this pretty much just for you because you challenged this, right, to me last time, and then I'm sorry, this is overdue. So yeah, I'm making up for you. But anyway, we'll continue. Let's see. I have differential equation, by the way. Yeah, this is live right now. Let's see. Take 2q long. I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see. That's the present hate partial fractions. Okay. Anyway, I'll continue. This right here is pretty much just x to a 6 power plus 1. So when you multiply this with that, on the left hand side, you just have 1, okay? And then now here is the bizarre part. This times this, the x squared plus 1 cancel. We will just have ax plus b times this and that. So let me just write this down. X squared minus square root of 3x plus 1 times x squared plus square root of 3x plus 1. And then this times that, the middle term will cancel, and then we will have plus cx plus d, and then times the x squared plus 1 times this, which is x squared plus square root of 3x plus 1. And lastly, we add it with this times this 2 only, right? So we will get the ex plus f times this and that, which is x squared plus 1 times x squared minus square root of 3x plus 1. Okay? And now, this is just pretty much a lot of algebra. So, I found out if you multiply this 2 first, it's going to be easier. And in fact, when you multiply this and that, you can refer back to this right here. When you multiply this and that, it's just that, right? So let me just write that down right here for you guys, which is x to the 4th power minus x squared plus 1. And then I will take this times all that. So now on the left hand side, we have 1. And this is how I'm going to do it. I will do this times that, which I will get ax to the 5th power. And then this times that, which is going to be minus a x to the 3rd power, and this times that is just plus ax. And then I will take the b, multiply this, this, and that. So b times this is plus bx to the 4th power. This times that is minus bx squared, and then this times that is just plus b, okay? And now, let me multiply this out. So when you do this times that, we will first get x to the 4th power. This times that is plus square root of 3x to the 3rd power, and this times that is plus x squared. And then I will do 1 times this, which is plus x squared, and 1 times this is plus square root of 3x, and 1 times that is plus 1, like that. And now I will be adding this with cx times that, which is going to be cx to the 5th power. Cx times that is going to be plus. Let me write down the square root of 3 first, and then we have the c, and then this times that is the x to the 4th power, and this times, notice we have 2 of this. Okay, well, 2 of this, so it's a 2, right? And let's see, I will just put down plus 2c, and x times x squared is going to be x to the 3rd power, okay? And then continue, cx times this is going to be plus square root of 3c, and then we have the x squared, and then cx times that is just going to be plus cx. Okay, and then d, we take d times this, it's going to be plus d, oops, I should write it down, plus dx to the 4th power, and this times that is going to be plus square root of 3 dx to a 3rd power. This times 2 of this is plus 2d, and then this is the x squared term, and then this times that is plus square root of 3 dx, and this times that is plus d, like that. Yeah, all this for integrating this. You guys can come back after an hour or something. I don't know why people are talking about like politics right now. I don't know. Oh my god, somebody say oh my god. Okay, anyway, I'm going to continue. All right, so this times that, it's pretty much the same thing, okay? So we will have x to the 4th power, and then times this is minus square root of 3 x to the third power, and then this times that is plus x squared, and this times that is plus x squared, and this times that is minus square root of 3x, and this times that is plus 1, like this. And once again, we have two of these guys. Anyway, I'll take ex times this, and I'll just put this down right here. So first of all, this is going to be pretty crazy, so I'm going to run out of space actually. It's okay, because when you have paper, you can have a lot of paper, right? So let me just write this down like this. Anyway, ex times that is going to be ex to the fifth power, and then ex times that is going to be minus square root of 3 ex to the fourth power, and then ex times this, and you see you have two of them, so it's plus 2 ex to the third power, and then when we have ex times that, it's minus square root of 3 and then that's x times x, which is x squared, and then ex times 1 is plus ex. And then we'll take f times this right here, so it will be plus f times x to the fourth power, and f times this, which is minus square root of 3fx to the third power, and then f times 2 of this, which is going to be plus 2fx squared, and then f times this is minus square root of 3fx, and then f times that is plus f. Okay, so far this is what we have. Okay, let's see. Somebody is calling me. Okay, somebody actually knows my name, but it's okay. I'm doing good. How are you guys doing? Okay, good. Okay. So here is the deal. We will be collecting terms. So let's do it with the x to the fifth power term, okay? So here will be the x to the fifth power terms. And you guys know on the left-hand side, we don't have any... yeah, Dr. Fahrenheit. On the left-hand side, we don't have any x to the fifth power, so we'll just see. All right, now, so here is the ax to the fifth power, and then we have the cx to the fifth power, and then ex to the fifth power, right? So I will just put this down. We have a, and then I will put down plus c, and you know this is going to be a b part, so I will leave a space, put down plus c, and then this is also going to be a d part, so I'll leave a space, and then plus e, and this is going to be an f, so I will leave a space, and this right here has to be equal to 0 because there's no x to the fifth on the left-hand side. Let's see. Anyway. All right, next, let's do the x to the fourth power. So for the x to the fourth power, this is actually pretty nice because it's pretty symmetric. And then, yeah, it's just that's all. But anyway, let's do x to the fourth power. So it's going to be right here, x to the fourth power. And I notice I have bx to the fourth power. So I'll put down plus b, right? And then right here we have the square root of 3c x to the fourth power. So I'll put down plus square root of 3c like this. And then we also have the plus d. So put down plus d right here. And then the x to the fourth power, we have this right here. So that's going to be negative square root of 3e. And then lastly, we have the f x to the fourth power. So we put down plus f. And all this has to be equal to 0 as well because the left-hand side doesn't have any x to the fourth power. Now moving on to x to the third power. Okay, for the x to the third power, here we go. Let's do it like this, exactly like this. So this right here, it's the first one. That's negative ax to the third power. And then let's see, we have this right here. There's no b right here. So we have 2cx to the third power. So we add it with 2c x to the third power, and then we have the square root of 3d, so we'll put down plus square root of 3d, and then we have this, which is plus 2e x to the third power, so we'll put down plus 2e, and then lastly we have the minus square root of 3f, so minus square root of 3f like this, and all this has to be equal to 0 again. Okay, and then I'll continue. X squared, I'm just checking out to see how you guys are doing all the things. Yeah. Right, x squared, let's see, we have negative b. This time I'll do like two little things like this. First of all, we have negative b, so I'll put on negative b right here, and then plus square root of 3c, so we'll write this down, plus square root of 3c, and then plus 2dx squared, so plus 2dx squared, and then we will have this right here. This is minus square root of 3e, minus square root of 3e, and then we have plus 2f, like that, right? And then all this has to be equal to 0 because we don't have any x squared term. Let's see. Or you guys can talk, but in the meantime, I will just do math because I cannot really focus on what you guys are saying and then I need to focus on this. Anyway, next one, I have x, so we have ax. So this time I will do like this, okay? So we have first ax, and then we have plus cx, right? So I'll just come here and then plus c, and then we have the square root of 3d, so I'll put down plus square root of 3d, and then we have the plus ex, so this is plus e, and then lastly we have this minus square root of 3fx, and all this has to be equal to 0 again, right? Okay, lastly, the constant term. So let's see how can I do. I'll just do box. So first of all, we have plus b, and then let's see, we have plus d. So I will line up with the plus d, and then lastly we have the plus f. So this right here will be plus f, and all these constant terms have to be equal to 1, right? Because that's the only one that we have. So this is equal to 1. And some of you guys might be able to check with me to see if that's the correct answer or not. What do you guys think? Did I make any mistake or so? Let's see. Are we good so far? Yes, I will be using the Gaussian elimination. I will be using matrix because I don't want to put on the A, B, C, D, E, F anymore. Yeah, 6 by 6. Yes, I do run marathon. In fact, I have another marathon in 11 days. Well, Creamer's rule is just going to be as bad. I will just do the hard work, solve this. No, I'm not going to be using Wolfgang Alpha. Otherwise, like, why are you guys here, right? Let's see. Yeah, but this training is a good training. Anyway, I'm going to change this into the coefficient matrix. So right here, let me just use another paper, okay? So once we have this, let me put this down right here for you guys. So I'll be putting this down in the coefficient matrix, and I would like to just kind of line things up nicely. So we have A, B, C, D, E, F, and then the last column is going to be the answers. Okay, so that's what I mean by right here. Anyway, we have 1, and then there's no B right here, so 0, and then 1, and then no D here, and then 1E, and then no F, and then the answer part is 0. So it's like this. Okay, and then we have the second row, which is 0, 1, and square root of 3, and then 1, and then negative square root of 3, and then 1, and then 0. And then the third row is negative 1, 0, 2, and then square root of 3, and then 2, and then negative square root of 3, and then 0. And then the fourth row is going to be 0, negative 1, square root of 3, 2, and then negative square root of 3 again, and then 2, and then 0. And then we have 1, 0, 1, square root of 3, and then 1, and then negative square root of 3, and then 0. And lastly, we have 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, this is going to be, yeah, 6 by 6 system of equations, right? And what do you guys think? Is this good so far? Or have I made any mistakes yet? Are we good? Okay, so now this is going to take another like an hour or so. No, just I don't know actually. So here's the deal. I will make this 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then in the meantime I'll also make this 0. So the order is going to be all this to be 0, and then all this to be 0, and then all this to be 0, and so on. And ideally speaking, I need to make the diagonals right here to be 1, and then the rest are 0. You guys know the deal, right? So now, let's see. I want to make 1. The first row is going to stay the same. So 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0. And then this is 0 already, so that's good. This is 1 already, so that's good. And this is just, it stays the same for now. Square root of 3, 1, negative square root of 3, and then 1, and then 0. Okay, to make this equal to 0, this is what I need. What I'm going to do is I will just add the first row to the third row. So 1 minus 1 plus negative 1 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then 0 plus square root of 3 is square root of 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. 0 plus negative square root of 3 is negative square root of 3. And then 0 plus 0 is 0. Okay, and then this right here is 0. And you see this is negative 1. I'm going to add a second row to this row so I can make this become 0. So 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Square root of 3 plus square root of 3 is 2 square root of 3. And then 1 plus 2 is 3. And then negative square root of 3 plus negative square root of 3 is negative 2 square root of 3. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then 0 plus 0 is once again 0. Okay, I need to make this equal to 0. So I'm going to multiply the first row by negative 1 and add it to here. Or you can just do like negative 1 plus 1 is 0, and this plus is just 0. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0, and then this plus that is still square root of 3. Negative 1 plus this is 0. This plus that is still negative square root of 3, and this plus that is still this, right? And then lastly, I will have the 0 here, but I want to make this equal to 0. So I'm going to just add this row to that. This plus that is 0. This plus that is square root of 3. And then this plus that is 3. This plus that is negative square root of 3. This plus that is 3. This plus what is equal to 1. Okay? Okay, let's see. It's the fifth row, correct? Let's see. I want to make sure that everything's correct before I continue. Otherwise, you guys know I will be crying if it's not correct. Yeah, this should be correct. Build a wall. I'm going to nope out on this one. What? Looks good. Good? Okay, bye, CC. Good night. No, I'm not copying the Supreme tomorrow. All right, anyway, so next, what I will be doing is You see I have all zeros here and all zero right here. That's good. I'm going to make this equal to 1, and then I will try to make this 0, okay? So the first row and the second row stay the same. So let me just, have some patience. Let's copy this down. 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, and then this right here is 0, 1, square root of 3, 1, negative square root of 3, 1, and 0. And now I'm going to make this equal to 1. So I will do this in my head. So I will divide everything by 3. So this is going to be 0, 0. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Square root of 3 divided by 3 is 1 over square root of 3, okay? Square root of 3 divided by 3 is 1 over square root of 3. And then I'll continue. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Negative square root of 3 divided by 3 is negative 1 over square root of 3. 0 divided by 3 is still 0, like this. Okay, now I want to make this equal to 0, okay? So let me just write this down for you guys. 0, 0, I hope to make this equal to 0. And how can we do that? No, I cannot use the chain rule, okay? So what I'm going to do is I will multiply this row that I got earlier. This right here is 2 square root of 3. I will multiply this by negative 2 square root of 3. So let me see. I will get 0, 0, negative 2 square root of 3. And this times that is going to be negative 2. This times that is negative 2 square root of 3. And this times that is going to be positive 2, right? And the last number is, of course, 0. And now I will be adding this to this row. So 0 plus 0 is 0, 0 plus 0 is 0. Negative 2 square root of 3 plus that, that's how we get this 0. And then now 3 plus negative 2 is going to be 1. And then this plus that, negative 2 square root of 3 plus negative 2 square root of 3 is negative 4 square root of 3. And then 3 plus 2, we get 5. And that's how we got this. Okay, and then we get a 1 here as well, so that's excellent, right? And let's see. We are going to make this row, okay, we have 0, 0, 0, that's good. So let me just put this down. We have the 0, 0, 0. I need to make this longer, actually. And then I need to make this equal to 1. No, actually, I need to make this equal to 0. So what I can do is, I can just multiply this row. This is the square root of 3 right here, right? So I'm going to multiply this row by negative square root of 3. So you will see this is going to be 0, 0, 0, and then this times that is negative square root of 3. And then this times that, it's going to be, well, negative times negative is positive, and this is 4. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3, and then 3 times 4 is 12. And then this times that is negative 5 square root of 3, right? And then last number is, of course, 0. And now I'm going to add this and that together. So that's how we will end up with 0 here. And then I will add this and that together. That's going to be 12. And then I will add this and that together, which is going to be negative 6 square root of 3. And lastly, we have the 0 plus that 0, so it's still 0. Okay? And then for the last row, okay, I'm going to make this equal to 0. So our goal is to get 0, 0, and I'll need to make this equal to 0, right? So how can we do that? Well, I am going to utilizing this rule again, and this time I will have to match with square root of 3. So I'm going to multiply by negative square root of 3 right here, okay? So let's see this row, 0, 0, right? 0, 0, and then 1 times negative square root of 3 is negative square root of 3. And then negative square root of 3 times this is negative 1. This times this is negative square root of 3. This times that is going to be positive 1, and the last number is going to be 0 again, right? Okay, so now this plus this is 0, this plus this is 0, this plus that it's 0, and then negative 1 plus 3 is 2, and then this plus that is going to be negative 2 square root of 3, and then 1 plus that is going to be 4, and then lastly we have the 1, right, pretty much, because the last number here was 0, 0 plus 1 is still 1, like this, right? Okay, let's see if we can do this, all right? I think the answer that I have so far is correct. Good? No, I used to teach high school, but I'm not a high school teacher anymore. Okay, so I will be focusing on this part because I don't want to write down the big thing that over and over. So let's just focus on this right here. Okay, let's focus on this right here only. Okay, so what I will do is I'm going to make this right here 1, and then to make 0, which is 0 already, I also need to make this equal to 0, right? To make this equal to 0, what I need to do is I will multiply this row right here, and I need to match with 2, so I will multiply this by negative 2. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, and negative 2 times that is going to be negative 8, right? I will just get negative 8. No, sorry, this is multiplying negative 2 times that's positive 8 square root of 3, and multiply negative 2 with that, it's going to be negative 10. Okay, now the first row stays, so we have negative 4 square root of 3, 5, and 0. And I will add this with that, so this is 0. This plus that is going to be 6 square root of 3. And then this plus that is going to be negative 6. And lastly, we have the 1, right? And then for this row here, let's just divide everything by 12. Okay, let's divide everything by 12. So I get 1, and then 6 divided by 12 is going to be over 2, right? So this is going to be negative square root of 3 over 2. And then this divided by 12 is still 0, like that. Okay, I need to make this equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I will multiply this right here by negative 6 square root of 3. So you get 0 and then negative 6 square root of 3. And this times that. Do it carefully. 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3, right? And then square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Negative times negative is positive. So altogether we have 9, right? Okay, now this right here, the top stays the same with 1, negative 4 square root of 3, 5, and 0. This right here also stays the same. 0, 1, negative square root of 3 over 2, and then 0. And now this plus this is 0. This plus this is 0. 9 plus that is 3. And then the 1 is still here because 0 was here. 0 plus 1 is that, right? Okay. How's this? And then in the end, what do I do with this? Just divide everything by 3. So we have 1 and 1/3. So in the end, we got f. It's actually equal to 1/3. Okay, we're good, we're good, we're good. Yeah, all this, that is for f is equal to 1/3. And for the people who just joined it, our goal is to solve for the integral 1 over x to the 6th power plus 1. And for the people who are in the comment section, please don't talk about like unnecessary things, okay? And then, yeah, I'll appreciate that. Otherwise, I will just have to block you. Okay. Right, next. I think flammable math is like stealing my show, but it's okay. Anyway, uh, let's see. No, it's okay. I'm happy that you're here actually. But you're so popular nowadays, so you're so popular now, so that's why that people love you actually. That's great. Okay, now continue, right? And perhaps I will finish this little matrix before I go on to the next one, okay? Let's see. So I will just continue this right here, okay? So the last row is going to be 0, 0, 1, 1/3. Okay, now let's try to do this in our head. Well, I'm going to make this equal to 0, so I will end up with 0, 1, 0. But how can I do that? Well, I will have to multiply this by positive square root of 3 over 2. So when you do that, you get square root of 3 over 2, and then this times that. The square root of 3 over 3 is going to be square root of 3 in the denominator, and you have 1 over 2, and then square root of 3, right? So when you do this plus that, it's 0, and when you do this plus that, you get 1 over 2 square root of 3, like that, okay? And I would also like to make this equal to 0, and let's do this in your head. Multiplying 1 by -5, add it to here, so it's 0. Multiply this by -5, we get -5 over 3. And then let me just keep this as how it is. Let me just write it down. This is 1, -4 square root of 3. So this right here is just a small matrix in here, in that big matrix. Okay, so now I'm just going to use another page, and I'm going to just kind of copy things down for you guys. So let's see if I can copy this down correctly and not make any mistakes. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to put down A, B, C, D, E, F, and answer. Okay, and then this right here pretty much stays the same for now. Actually, I'm going to do the following. I'll put down this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, and then this is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then I'll also write this down. This is 1 square root of 3, 1, 0, 0, 0, and then this right here is 0, 1, 1 over square root of 3, and then this box, okay, be careful, it's going to be this right here, okay? So I will put on 1, and then 0, 0, and then let me just fill in the rest. This right here will be 0, this right here will be 1, and then the answer right here is 1/3. So f is equal to 1/3. And in the meantime, we also found out this is going to be 1 here and then 0 here. And then the answer for E is 1 over 2 square root of 3, right? And now here is the deal. Let's see. Let me just actually write down everything again for you guys, especially for the people who just coming to live stream. This is the first time ever I'm doing live stream, so let me just do the 1, 0, 0. And then negative square root of 3, 1, and 0, and then this is 1. Okay, I am not writing down too neatly, unfortunately. Let's see, this is 1, and then this is negative 1 over square root of 3, and then this is still 0, and then this right here is what we found out to be that. So I'll put down negative 4 square root of 3, and then this is the 0, and then I need to have a negative 5 over 3, like that, okay? I know I messed up. It's not pretty enough. Do you guys want me to rewrite this? Because it didn't line up nicely. So do you guys want me to write it? Because I didn't write this down nicely. Well, I guess okay. It's cool. Go on, we're all good. What do you mean, yes? Yes, I want to rewrite it, or could be worse. Yeah, very good. Do again. It's okay. Perfectly fine. It's okay. Okay, so just kind of bear with me. I know sometimes you just have to take a deep breath and then life is all over, life is all good again. Oh yeah. Do again. Yes, one more time. Done before. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I think I'm just gonna move on. Okay, because I know I am not the one who has the worst handwriting, so you guys should be able to follow. So anyway, so now here is how we're gonna do it. I'm going to make all this right here 0. Okay, so here we go. And let's just focus on this. Let's do it bottom up. So we have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1/3. And then this row is also okay. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0. This is 1 over 2 square root of 3. That's okay. This row, this is 0 already, so that's good. But in the meantime, let's also make this equal to 0, yeah? So let's see. This is 0, 0, 0, and then 1. Okay, to make this equal to 0, I'm going to multiply this by positive 4 square root of 3. So this times this is 4 square root of 3. This times this is 0. And then this times this, the square root of 3 cancel out. 4 over 2 is just 2. Okay? So now this plus that is 0. This plus that is 0. 2 plus 5 over 2. Okay? Sorry. 2 plus 5 over 3 is... Okay? 2 is the same as 6 over 3 plus that is going to be 1 over 3. Okay? So we got the third row, and now I will just kind of go up. So we have 0, 0, 1. And let me leave this for now. Let me just write it down as 1 over square root of 3. And this is still, let me just keep it as 1. Okay? And then I want to kill this one. To do so, I'm going to multiply this by, I need to get to positives. I need to multiply this by 1 over square root of 3. So this times that is going to be 1 over square root of 3. This times that is going to be 1 over 3 square root of 3. Okay, this plus that is 0. This plus that is just that, so it's 1 over 3 square root of 3. Okay, so all good. And now the next row is 0, 1 square root of 3, and then this is 1, and then this is negative square root of 3. Okay, to make this equal to 0, I will just multiply this by negative 1 added here. Negative 1 plus this is 0. Negative 1 times this is just negative 1 over 3, right? Plus 0, so just that. And then the last row here, we have the 0 here already, so this is going to be 1, 0, 1 over square root of 3, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay? And by the way, for the people who just came in, I'm pretty much doing a surgery, right? This is not like a marathon. I'm just doing a surgery. I'm going to, I'm working on the integral of 1 over x to the 6th power plus 1. This is a surgery, okay, with matrices and a Gaussian elimination, all the good stuff. Okay, now I have all this 0 already. Now I'm going to make all this 0, okay? I'm going to make all this equal to 0. So to do that, once again, I'm going to do it from bottom to the top. This right here is all good, so we have 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, and then 1/3. Okay? And then this row is also good, so I will write it down 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 over 2 square root of 3. And this row actually has a 0 here already, so this row is actually all good as well. So we have 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1/3. Okay? So this right here tells us F is 1/3, E is 1 over 2 square root of 3, and then D is 1/3. Okay? And now I'm going to make this equal to 0. Okay? So I will just keep this right here to be the same yet. For now, this is 0, 0, 1. This is still 1 over square root of 3. To make this equal to 0, I will multiply the second row down below here by negative 1. This is going to be negative 1 plus this is 0, 0, and 0 still 0. Multiply this by negative 1 plus that. is slightly tricky. So let me just write this down for you guys. I multiply this by -1, so we get -1, 0, -1/2 square root of 3. This plus this, that's how we get the 0 here. 0 plus 0 is 0. Now, I'm going to do this plus that. So this is the result that we got from here. I'm going to add it with 1/3 square root of 3, right? Okay, and then just get the common denominator. Right here, I can multiply the top and bottom by 3. So this is, and let me just write down this in red. This is -3/6 square root of 3. And then we multiply top and bottom by 2. So it's 2/6 square root of 3. So add this up. This is -1/6 square root of 3. And that's this right here. This is -1/6 square root of 3. Okay? Thank you, Jens. Okay, and then this right here, let's see. I killed this 1, and now I'm going to kill this negative square root of 3. So I will just have all this again. This is 0, this is 1, this is square root of 3, this is 1. To get this to be 0, I will multiply this by positive square root of 3. So let me just do this one right here in blue. So I'm multiplying this by positive square root of 3. So I was talking about square root of 3, and then 0, and then this times that is just 1/2, right? Okay. Square root of 3 plus negative square root of 3 is 0. 0 plus 0 is 0. 1/2 plus -1/3. You can just add the fractions, subtract the fractions on your own, and you get 3/6 minus 2/6. So of course it's 1/6. So that's going to be 1/6 now right here. Okay. And lastly, I need to make this equal to 0. So this right here are the same for now. So let me just write this down again, and this is 0. I will multiply this by -1 added here, right? So this is 0, this is still 0. This multiplied by -1 added to here is -1/2 square root of 3, okay? Oh, if you guys are still watching, I appreciate it. And then, give yourself a hand. Okay, are we good? Shall we move on, or shall I wait for some people? Correct what? My cat is telling me meow all the time. Move on, okay. It's we 1 not square root of 3. Which entry? Which entry? I think all these are okay. 1, 3. What's 1, 3? Okay, so I think we're good, yeah? We're good. 1 over square root of 3 should be 1. 1 over square root of 3 should be 1. Where is 1 over square root of 3 should be 1? Ah, you mean this right here, yeah? Sorry, you're right. This right here should be 1. Right. Because originally this is 1, and this is still 1. I saw it wrong. This right here should be just 1. That's right. Okay, perfect. Okay. Right now, this row is okay, this row is okay, this row is okay. I will make this 0, 0, 0. Okay, so I will just copy this down again. So this is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1/3. And then this right here is still good. 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1/2 square root of 3. This row is also okay, so 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1 third. And then this row, okay, now 0, 0, 1 stays the same. I need to make this equal to 0, so I'm going to multiply this by negative 1 over square root of 3. So let's see, this is going to be negative 1 over square root of 3. This times that is going to be negative 1 over 3 square root of 3, right? This plus that is going to be 0. And then these two are zeros already, so that's good. And now this, I need to add it with that, right? So I will just do this plus negative 1 over 6 square root of 3. And you can get the common denominator. I will multiply this by 2 and then multiply this 2 right here. So this is going to be negative 2 over 6 square root of 3. And then this is minus 1 over 6 square root of 3. This is negative 3 over 6 square root of 3. Reduce the fraction, you get negative 1 over 2 square root of 3, okay? So this right here is going to be this. So you have negative 1 over 2 square root of 3, okay? So you actually get C is equal to that. Okay, now let's see. This is 0, this is 1. And let me make this equal to 0 first, okay? So I will keep the square root of 3 as how it is. And now to make this equal to 0, I will do this row multiplied by negative 1 and add it here. So it's be 0, and this is 0, 0. This is going to be negative 1/3 plus 1 over 6, right? So that's the negative 1/3 plus 1 over 6. And you can once again get a common denominator multiplied by 2, and you get negative 2 plus 1, which is negative 1 over 6. So this is negative 1 over 6, like that, okay? And then this is 0 already, so that's good. And then this is still that, so 0, 0, 0. And this is negative 1 over 2 square root of 3. And then we have this is the 1. Thanks to the people who point this out. And this is what we have. And now we have these two things to cancel, and that's pretty much it. Okay, almost there, kind of. I need to grab more paper, so just give me a sec. Okay, back. Okay, now let's see. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, and the answer. Okay, let's see. Let's do it from the bottom to the top. So the bottom row is 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Oops, it's 1. And then 1/3. And then the second row is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1 over 2 square root of 3. And then this right here is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And this is 1/3. And then this row is also good now. This is 0, 0, 1. And then 0, 0, 0. And this is negative 1 over 2 square root of 3. Now, here is the deal. This is 0. This is 1. I need to make this equal to 0. Right? I need to make this equal to 0. So I will multiply this row, this part right here, multiply it by negative square root of 3. So let's see, this times that is negative square root of 3. And then this times that, the square root will cancel. Negative times negative, positive, so we have positive 1/2. This plus that is 0. And then all these are still zeros. And then 1/2 plus that, so minus 1 over 6. And do the fraction, so you get this is 3 over 6 minus 1 over 6, and then this is 2 over 6, and you get 1/3. So the answer here is 1/3. Feels so good, isn't it? Anyway, it's 1, and this is 0. You know you are on the right track because you see a lot of zeros. And then lastly, I need to make this equal to 0, right? So this right here will be 0, and then this is 0, 0, 0. And what do I have to do? Well, this time I will write this down in blue. I had it to multiply this by negative 1, right? So if I multiply this by negative 1, 1 times negative 1 is negative 1, and then this times that is going to be positive 1 over 2 square root of 3. And guess what? 1 over 2 square root of 3 plus negative version of it. This is the negative version of it. So when you minus 1 over 2 square root of 3, you know this part is going to be 0. So this is going to be 0 right now. So what are we saying? Okay, here is where's my work earlier? With all this, you see, this is what we have. And now let me just put this down for you guys. Can we see okay? I know this is not hard, but the hard part is the mental part, you know. It's just like running a marathon. 61 minutes already. But anyway, what we're saying is that, hey, we know A is equal to 0, B is equal to 1/3, C is equal to negative 1 over 2 square root of 3, and D is equal to 1/3, and then E is equal to 1 over 2 square root of 3, and then F is equal to 1/3. Okay? So that's pretty much the result of all that.